guns are really cool, but what if no guns? Only skills, and I know, it's not that hard, you say, but in this game, I promise you it is. And I choose to become the engineer who gets to use a turret and a tether ability that stun locks enemies, speeds you up on orbs, and can boost your turret at any range. No weapons, only skills and grenade, which I can also use skill buffs, just not as much. It cuts really close. So let's see how we fare in completing Deadlink with only skills. We won't talk about how I acted in the beginning of this challenge because I just got used to playing again. I had this off for quite a while, and you see, everything goes to plan still. It's not that difficult. The starting stage is just to warm me up. So we did a quick cleanup of level 1, and you know what? I'm pretty satisfied by how things are gonna go. This turret is actually really OP. It is really good and handy. If there were any other skill, I think I wouldn't even be able to play it because this is the only one that does real damage. And since it doesn't matter if I choose any of the skills that involve my weapons, I go for skill damage. Just, you gotta boost your skills. There's no other reason to get anything else. Now, really, a lot of these levels are gonna be rinse and repeat, so I'm just gonna skim on through it because, there is not gonna be a serious downside or major suspense. Actually, I kind of walked through some of these guys. This is actually pretty good. And it definitely is due to mainly my skill because I've played this for hours, okay?
Okay.
I've done a lot of the stupid stuff on my own without even recording it. Now, level 3 is where we get into some of the issues that we get with our challenge. Because I have to deal with cooldowns, and the fact that I can only use my grenades as a form of instant damage, I have to always stay on the move, using any of the traps around me, using any of my abilities at once, and especially when it gets to the point where it's just more than the basic goon. You see this guy? He's a sumo. He will follow you around the map. It keeps you on your feet. You cannot sit still, or he will ground pound you or slam you or anything. And the only way to do real damage to him is to shoot him in the back. Of course, I didn't say one fat man's gonna cause me any issues. No, that's besides the point. Week 1. But I'm saying that will become a prominent issue in the future, especially when you couple with the fact of the teleporting geishas and the big giant cybernetic spiders. Oh boy, and a major power upgrade will be the Restore Shield one. You have the 5 sea balls, which is the green glowing bits, and boom, you get 10 shield. And you don't understand how handy that is in challenges to be able to gain instant shield, because we get on the ropes really quickly in some of these. And here we come up to Exhibit 1, the spider. The only way to do damage truly is to have some sort of toxic or electric. But since we don't have either of those, I just gotta keep throwing my turret on him and doing whatever I can. He is an issue. Every other guy can go fuck himself. This one tracks you no matter where you are in the map, and it can just sit there. It's a real problem when all you got is skills, and you can't shoot them. So you gotta hope for the best or finish off the rest of these goons first. A lot of this challenge is definitely patience, but of course we win again. This is only level 4 of 10. It gets harder from here, folks. And here we reach the fun zone. This is where we gotta deal with 2 of these spiders, plus the sumos, and plenty of the laser guiding robots. This gets chaotic. It is not a challenge for me because I am a god at this game. But I'm saying that it gets really hard. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I consider myself a really good gamer when it comes to pain. And when it comes to certain games that no one else knows or plays. As in this game. I'm gonna skip on by this level because we win. It's not much to see, but I want you to know that most of my gameplay is me on autopilot. My fingers hurt by the end of this. And we have a winner!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Let's go. Oh crap, there's still a couple more levels. Great.
No! 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 Fuck! Shit!
Alright, well, we won. That was pretty easy. It did go on for quite a while. Like I said, patience is really key. I have made a very inconvenient fear of survival rooms because in this room here, since we don't get to use our weapons, we have only our skills at our hand to use against these guys. And we have to survive 40 seconds. And you know what? With a small room and only your skills and base grenades to use, it's a challenge. We get so low, actually. And see those guys? The teleporting ones? They will ruin your life if you can't kill them. And since your turret can't seem to target them when you want them to, you're kind of fucked with them. And look, our health is dropping dramatically. I almost cried. I was going into hyper mode at this point out of fear. and I could not, for the life of me, kill her. But thankfully, none of that matters. We barely survived with, get this, 4 HP. Thanks to the lack of health, this is where things get a little dicey. This is where skill really matters. I am on the last leg after every single bullet I take. And when everyone converges on you with the teleporting geishas, to the sumos, to the damn robots, it becomes a real trouble when you only get to skill. But the thing that I'm gonna unlock later is gonna be a way to get my skills faster, at the cost though of being able to get shield. So, it's a really, really tough choice to make. We get really, really close to our demise. Too close even. Thanks to the ability that I keep getting teleported on by these geishas. After enough masochistic determination, we win! And you know what? I didn't feel too good. Thanks to gathering up enough shield though, I can move on with some sort of HP. So it's great. Difficulty really ramps up in this level, and the levels to come. We have everything after us. Not only that, our skills are becoming more and more useless by the day. Keeping on our toes every second of the way. Turret down, stun, plenty of grenades, which in fact also inflict self-damage if you explode on impact. And you know what? It's all great, it's fine. And this is where I switched out my ability to get shield. And using my tether ability for more uses, like using it to speed up the process of running around the map. Because you get a lot of speed when you use it on these T-balls. And when you use it on the enemies, of course, you stun them. We are constantly riding on 1 shield and 1 HP. How are we even alive? I cannot explain that to you. It is just pure masochistic grit that we're still going. Jumping, moving, swinging, using my ability. It is all to get around, just to get enough C-ball breakage to get some shields. Because I switched it back out to be able to get shields from these balls. And you know what? This is the only reason I survived. Them balls really came in clutch. And now off to the final boss of the first level.
Okay, boys, here we go.
I won't lie to you, this wasn't that hard. First, we're gonna gear up. We have to get some sort of health back because we will not get that much when we get into the game. Also, I did switch out finally and sell my ability to get shields to use a 50% cooldown on hit with these balls. And that comes in clutch when it comes to this boss fight. Constantly throwing down that turret. On top of that, lasers are not fun. So get ready to rumble. Our first turret crit combo did a good chunk of its health already, but you gotta stay moving. It will fire rockets at you, there will be plenty of guys that chase you, and the more health it loses, the more abilities it can gain. On top of that, I hope you realize that we never found a single door to upgrade our abilities. These are our base abilities right now. The other upgrade just goes to impact its skill damage. That's how bad we had to block. After getting the boss pretty much down to its last leg, this is where the struggles really show. We are down to getting to our health pool taken out, and there is constant missile barrages and lots of lasers that will shred you if they come in contact. On top of that, you got shield busters and you got the geishas after you. So it's not fun. You gotta constantly get those temporary shields, and you just gotta hope and pray that turret focuses on the boss. Because now that there's so many enemies, it does not want to target the main problem, the main threat. But we end it off with a bang. Let's go. That is 1 of 2 bosses down. Now to complete, arguably, the worst of the levels. I hate these ones. It's just painful. Now we get into, toxic territory, where if any of these guys hit you, you kind of lose your shield, and it becomes a really, really big problem. Every enemy in this is way stronger and way scarier than the last. And I mean that, greatly. They are really a pain in the ass. Now again, I didn't have too much trouble yet in the first couple levels, so I'm gonna skim by them real quick. But I wanted to give you a note that those flying things up there, those vulture-like beings, oh yeah, they summon these heat-seeking balls that they will track you and they will kill you. On top of that though, if you do, what I just did, throw a grenade at it, it will blow up every single explosive on it and take the ship down. Well, usually. But, as you can tell, that is way stronger than what we had in the first couple levels. In the last boss. Okay, so this one, yeah, I didn't understand it for a while, and, I kind of thought it was another survival room, and I thought, I don't need these balls. I don't care about them. I can live. And no, I was getting really close to death every single time. And you want to know how we were supposed to win this? It tells me what to do, and I ignored it by fighting. We're just supposed to break the balls, you know, because they're corrupted and captured. So they've just been getting more and more corrupted. And the thing is, the only way to break the balls is, in fact, with a gun. I am going to consider this a technicality, and I am not counting this as a loss. I needed to shoot him, and I'm trying to shoot him. There's enemies in the way, they get in the way. So, simple as that. We're going to continue on the challenge. Thank you very much. Okay, back to the fun bits. So, you know, where I'm constantly on edge and almost dying every single time I step anywhere on the frickin' field. These guys just won't give me a break. And, I mean, I don't want to break. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the burn, but the burn hurts. I can feel it through my monitor. I'm not even the one getting hit, yet I feel very personally attacked. So I guess that counts for something, right? You know, since I had to skip so many levels, the more I think about it, the more I think I should have just made it harder. And the way I can make it harder is by having you guys make it harder. So you can come up with something and tell me what the hell to do, because clearly I'm just too much of a god. And now we appear at the final boss, and I promise you, this is not easy. I hate this guy so much. I've played on every difficulty, and he is nothing but a pain. I also forget that you can't attack him when he first starts his little charge up like in the animes, so that was always fun. He does shock slam, and in stage 1, there's always 3 enemies in the room, and one of them always is able to shred your shield. So you gotta focus on them, along with a little robot that's in the sky, as well as him slamming the ground. But in the 2nd to 3rd stage, there's non-stop fighting. He will do many kinds of moves, and he will start charging at you with no remorse. Then there's a beetle that's in the air, like the little robot with the bombs. Yeah, he's gonna start appearing and start trail gazing you. God, and he's seeking attacks from the sky that I have the time to take out with only grenades. You got the man down here who is non-stop punching and charging at you. And of course, you can't forget the guys that can literally shred your shields with this acid. You have to stay on your toes, and thankfully the big vetols drop a lot of shield and health when they die. So I've been reserving myself to use my grenades on them and just blasting the rest of them. And you saw that? You see the shockwave? You gotta start jumping over those. You gotta get attacked from the front. You can get attacked from the rear from his shock. And all I have is this damn turret and my, you know, I don't even know what to call it at this point. It's like a tentacle I'm using on him at this. Like, it's just a mechanical tentacle. I was gonna say, you know how, oh god, that crack. You know how, streamers have that cam for their fingers to show how they're moving? I wish I had one for this, because mine were cramping up and I was stressing wanting to do this in a single run. I did not want to lose. I refused to lose. So, yeah, no, my fingers are going into hyper mode, and at this point, it was just all autopilot. Funny thing is, this was actually my 2nd take at doing this challenge, because I had to go all the way through to the final boss again, which is the video clip you're seeing now, to fight him again because I ran out of recording space, and my first truly correct full one-shot run failed thanks to the fact it didn't record. So, I'm fighting him again with the skills. You are all welcome. And sorry if I'm if I'm talking sporadic. It's kind of exciting when you do these kinds of runs. You're always moving, and it really makes you think. Well, kinda. At some point, I just stopped thinking. And there we go. We did it in one run. Sure, I skipped a bunch of the levels, but that is for your own sake and for my own sake too, because goddamn was it boring. But this was clearly not hard enough. You gotta tell me what I should do as challenges, okay? Now, if you want, I can have you watch this video, which is just me introducing you to Deadlink. Alright? Have a good one.